Tonight on 16 by 9.
Nobody can help me.
The human toll of dementia. Heart-wrenching decisions for families.
You okay, Dad?
There is still a stigma about it. People still don't want to really talk about what it does to your mom or your dad.
The desperate search for care for those who can no longer care for themselves.
Hello, Mom. Hello.
We're all aging, and we still don't have any cure for dementia.
Seeking help in a place of no return, in a country far from home.
We started some revolution, a new way of thinking about quality of life.
One German newspaper has likened it to shipping out your trash.
I see myself as a pioneer. If we can provide something like family care, then I think it works.
Here's Carolyn Jarvis.
If there were a country called dementia, its population would be larger than Canada's. The condition affects 44 million people and strikes so often and so arbitrarily that it's been called an epidemic. It unspools the mind without any cure in sight. It's why tonight we present a special one-hour edition of 16 by 9, taking you inside the world of dementia on 3 continents. And we begin in the Netherlands, in a village inhabited entirely by dementia patients, a place that could revolutionize care.
I thought, oof, you know, fingers crossed she never gets to the point where she ever needs a nursing home.
The world realizes that dementia is coming for everybody, and it's coming for us too.
Yeah, since the beginning I even did not believe it.
That day when we drove her in there, my sister and I were just dreading it because we thought she's gonna, you know, she's gonna recognize it and she's gonna say, "Don't put me in here."
What should it be? What should life be for people living in a nursing home?
On the outskirts of Amsterdam, interwoven in the fabric of the medieval village of Weesp, there is a place with no yesterday, no tomorrow. There is only now.
All the people living here have severe dementia. They still can enjoy normal life, social contacts, being a person.
Welcome to Dementia Village. Population 152. There's only one way in and one way out.
They all die here. This is really the last years. And life should be good.
Is it better when I do this?
They feel we are here together. I'm not alone on this world, and I can have a good life.
5 years ago, Yvonne van Amerongen and her Dutch colleagues opened the doors to Dementia Village and started a revolution.
It's It's like a village, a neighborhood. You can have a coffee, you can have a stroll, so like in normal life.
All the doors open automatically, except the exit onto a surrounding outside world. Street signs in Dementia Village reassure everyone that things are just as they should be.
We have a lot of visitors from all over the world coming in, and some people say this is a make-believe world, and I say, what's make-believe over here? We don't act as if this is a normal life. It's normal life.
So here lives Mrs. De Bruin. We ring because, I mean, it's their home. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Marijke de Bruin shares a common living space with 5 others who also have dementia.
You see, this is my place. That are all my children. That's one girl, then second girl, third girl, and then a boy. He said, Mom, here is a place for you. And so I'm here. This is a nice place here for me. It still works a bit.
The cost of care is almost $8,000 a month, but the Dutch government subsidizes Mrs. de Bruin and all her neighbors. How much they pay is based on income, but never exceeds $3,600.
I do everything to be busy.
The most important thing is that you're living, that you're having a normal life, that you have fun in life, and that you need care. Well, that's not nice, but you shouldn't feel it all day.
There I'm living.
But being accepted to live here isn't easy. Right now, there's a waiting list of 82 people.
Dit is mevrouw Poa.
Ja, ik ben mevrouw Poa. Maar hoe heet het hier dan?
We zijn nu in Weesp.
Oh, dan
in
is
Nederland.
het in Weesp. Ja, dan is het Nederland. Ik kom van Sumatra.
Dat klopt.
Ja.
Of u zin heeft om met me te gaan fietsen.
Zin om te fietsen, waar naartoe?
Ik doe het zware werk.
Oké, dat zal wel
lukken. She said,
lukken.
not too hard, is it? But I have to go.
Okay.
So, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Ja, en dan rechtuit?
Ja, we gaan die kant op.
Ja, ik trap wel hoor.
5 time zones away, there is a place with no locks at all, no gates or fences. In the land of smiles, the demented are deposited by their European families, free to live in the moment until they take their last breath.
The cost of caring for dementia patients has skyrocketed in recent years, now pegged at $600 billion globally. It's also created an industry of medical tourism. But as you'll see coming up in Thailand, this is meant as a last stop.
Beyond the bustle of Thailand's northern city of Chiang Mai, there is a quiet street and 8 houses where the inhabitants occupy a private and mysterious world.
They pretend like they are normal people living in a village. The whole atmosphere, I can really feel that they are happy. In general, they are happy.
4 p.m. at the care center called Ban Kamlang Chai. In English, it means care from the heart. They are an intimate club of Europeans. Only 12 people live here, entrusted by their families to spend their last days in the care of a Swiss expat, Martin Woodley, a psychologist who used to work for Doctors Without Borders.
I see myself as a pioneer. In Thailand, the family is the most important thing. And if we can provide something like family care, then I think it works. Gary is creating his own language. The caregiver, they do not understand. And somehow it works. He was in an institution with many people together. And then he came here, and we don't have to give them medicine, to keep them calm, to keep them in a closed area. He has a kind of freedom.
I have to take life as it is and as it comes. You get used to it.
Elizabeth came here because she couldn't stay alone anymore, and for her brothers it was too much to take care. Either she goes to the care center in Switzerland, or she tried to come to our place.
How long am I already here?
You stay here 4.5 years.
When did I come?
Yes, 4 years. 4 years ago.
4 years ago I came. Okay, I'm already 4 years here.
Each person has one caregiver on their side all the time. We don't have to keep our project in a fence. Yes, this is Siegfried and Irene. They are from Germany. His wife is suffering from Alzheimer's disease and also Parkinson, which is quite a difficult combination.
Ulrich Kuratli is facing a unique struggle of his own. His wife, Susanna, only 65 years old, is slipping away.
Yeah, we are sailing, we are hiking, reading, listening music, going to a concert. Yeah. Since the beginning, I even did not believe it.
Now for Susan, I think it's very difficult because she fears and she doesn't know exactly what's going on, but something is going on.
Ulrich and Susanna came here from Switzerland 16 weeks ago. Now they're in the last hours of a 4-month trial run before Ulrich will have to decide if he leaves his wife behind.
Wünschen kann man immer, sagte der Briefkasten, nur und schluckte weiterhin Rechnungen. Normally I can read about half an hour. Wenig später wurde abgeschraubt und durch einen... It's calming her down, and sometimes she understands the jokes and sometimes not. That doesn't matter. The most important thing is I do something for her. She understands quite good the English and French too, and German too, of course. But she can't speak it anymore. Not very hard. She knows that we are here in Thailand. Yes, I believe. Sometimes she knows it where we are. Sometimes. She recognizes the children, yes.
Sweet.
In Switzerland, the labor is extremely expensive, and To give somebody in this institution, this means it costs you about 12,000 Canadian dollars. Only 2 or 3 take care for 10 to 20 people. I thought there must be something else.
For around-the-clock one-on-one care in Thailand, Ulrich will pay $3,800 a month, 1/3 of what he would face back in Switzerland.
In this room, Susie is sleeping here, and on these things, take care is also sleeping in the same room, because Susie, she is standing up 3 to 8 times a night. If this caretaker comes in the morning, she gets a kiss. Never would happen something in Europe. If you kiss a patient in Europe, so you will lose your job. If somebody is dying, you know exactly now it's finished. But this kind of illness, it's one step and the next step and the next step. Finally, mentally, you have no more the same person in front of you as when you started with this person. I'm afraid maybe she realized maybe more than I am thinking, and I will hurt her if I'm telling her, you have to stay here.
In 24 hours, Ulrich will board a plane to leave Thailand, still unsure if he should leave his wife of 41 years behind.
Nobody can help me. Even the professionals, they are talking, but it doesn't help me. To take this kind of decision, you are alone.
And we will have that heart-wrenching decision coming up in the broadcast. But first, our story takes a personal turn for us at Global as our national news anchor Donna Friesen opens up about her family and its battle with dementia. That's next.
She forgot what I did for a living, and I'd, be sitting on the set and saying, "Oh, Mom, I'm just about to do the news. Well, can I call you back?" And she'd say, "Oh, you do the news, dear?" And it was just so.
Holding it to the last second, 7 seconds, 6.
I miss that now, because then at some point, she forgot how to dial a phone.
Good evening, and thanks for joining us. It seems impossible, but 4 days after that Boeing 777...
When the wind blew in the winter, in a winter storm, the house would actually shake, and I'd have little snowdrift, in my bedroom window because it would blow through the cracks. I look back on it now and think, wow, it must have been difficult for my mother to raise these 3 children, and, we were very poor. We didn't call it dementia then. What people would say is, "Oh, she's going senile." Then as a kid, I didn't know what that meant. I just thought, oh, that's what happens when you get old. That's like summertime in Winnipeg. Summertime.
It's an emotional wrench for Donna Friesen to see her mum these days. It means saying goodbye to her son, Lucas.
I was hoping that at some point she would be able to move here and live with us. But then when she was here, I realized how well she was masking her memory loss. She would every day forget where the bathroom was in the house, every day. She would withdraw money from the bank and then squirrel it away. I'd find it tucked in drawers in various places, and then she'd say, someone's stolen my money. And then one day she went out for a walk and she got lost.
Donna's mum lives 2,000 kilometers away in a place that's been part of the Friesen family for 2 generations.
My mother put her father there, and he died there, and she said at the time that she would rather die than ever go in there. And I really took that to heart, you know. I thought, oof, you know, fingers crossed she never gets to the point where she ever needs a nursing home. But that day when we drove her in there, my sister and I were just dreading it because we thought she's gonna, you know, she's gonna recognize it and she's gonna say, don't put me in here.
It's been a tense week, unsure if her mother would survive a pneumonia attack, and now wondering if she'll recognize the visitor from Vancouver.
Mom?
No!
It's Donna.
Oh!
Hi!
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 How do you sound?
Hi! Hi! It's a beautiful color on you too, this blue.
Yeah.
It matches your eyes. And Mom and Dad there, Mom in the blue sweater and Dad's next to her. We never talked about whether she had Alzheimer's or dementia. We never, you know, verbalized it, never said it. We're just gonna go for a little ride down the hall, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Daytime shift on the 2nd floor. 5 nurses and a dozen or so healthcare aides supervise 102 long-term care residents. Half of them are in wheelchairs, and almost all suffer dementia.
I brought some photos, Mom.
Oh.
Maybe we could have a look at them.
Yeah.
She was taking all the pictures out of the photo albums. First, she was just taking them out and stacking them up. And then she started ripping them up. The dementia or the Alzheimer's or, you know, was making her just slowly rip apart her past. Her life was all just, you know. And you remember him, Dad?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
He's just down the hall now.
Hmm.
Yeah. Then it was about -50 with the wind chill one of those terrible days. And he was, went out for a walk. And my mother was in the house, but she didn't know that he'd gone out. She hadn't heard the door. He had been out in the snow for we don't know how long. At that point, he had frostbite on his fingers, his knees, his toes. He had had a heart attack and he had hypothermia. And since then, he has just slowly descended into dementia.
Henry Friesen would never return to the farm. From the hospital, he was shipped to the first available bed for long-term care in Winnipeg.
He walked into a room, thought it was his, tried to get into bed, and there was someone in there because it wasn't his room. So the guy punched his lights out, knocked teeth out, and he's all bruised, and yeah, it's pretty horrible. He never should have been allowed to walk down the hallway by himself. Someone should have been with him so that they're directing him because he can't see. Now the place that they're in is much better.
Well, my dad was first in this nursing home. He was still walking, but his dementia was fairly advanced, so he had to be in a locked ward because the fear, of course, is that he would wander out.
Confinement to a wheelchair brought a kind of freedom for Henry. He was released from the lockdown ward. For the first time in 5 years, he'd be under the same roof as his wife of 57 years, sharing the same floor. But perhaps too late for either to realize.
Hi, Dad. Hi, Dad. It's Donna. It's Donna. Nice to see you, Dad. Sometimes Dad opens his eyes, but not today. There is still a stigma about it. People still don't want to really talk about it, and they don't want to talk about what it does to you and what it does to your mom or your dad. You know, my son starts to see changes in me, God forbid. He can say, hey, Mom, I think, you know, something might be happening. You should go to the doctor. And the doctor can say, yes, it seems like you're developing dementia. Here, I can give you this. This is going to help you. You know, there's something we can do. Sorry. And I'll come back and see you a little later, okay? Okay. I'll see you in a little bit. Okay.
Of the world's leading developed countries, Canada is the only one that doesn't have a national strategy for dealing with dementia. Much of the burden of care falls on family members like Donna. It's why some are taking their relatives elsewhere. But will a husband of 41 years be able to part with his wife and leave her in Thailand for better care? That emotional decision, next.
I've been wanting my mother to come here quite a while. She's 92 and now she's got dementia. And she can't get the level of care she needs in the UK. And rather than sitting back and being frightened, I'd rather do something about it.
Peter Brown is a man with big dreams. He's a British entrepreneur who owns a 4-star tourist resort in Chiang Mai, where he lives with his Thai wife and 2 children.
Don't stay too long, okay? Okay? So every day my children come to play jumping in the bed and something, we have to tell them, no, you can't do that, this is grandma room.
In 33 hours, Peter's mother, Joyce, will join the family, becoming the first dementia guest at the Chiang Mai Care Resort.
We're in startup mode, so we're a 4-star hotel resort changing to a care facility. I hope we've got about 70 people here having the time of their lives, getting the care they need.
A solitary bulldozer prepares the ground for an expansion to accommodate a new kind of foreign tourist, the kind who never leaves. Dementia victims, unable to get the care they need in their own countries.
So the builders are coming first week in March
to
do this, knock down, then we'll
down the wall, make it bigger.
Revarnish all these floors. We've got a lot of land. We've got 1,000 trees. We've got a lake. We've got 2 swimming pools. We've got gardens. The money's invested, the bank loans are signed. The Thai system produces thousands of trained nurses a year and thousands of trained assistant nurses a year.
Thailand is already known for its medical tourism. The industry pegged at almost $4 billion a year.
What I like about this dementia unit is only 5 people, so they can create strong relationships with the carers.
This latest business model that has entrepreneurs like Peter Brown buying in is called the granny export business. And it's touched a raw nerve back in Europe.
One German newspaper has likened it to shipping out your trash.
Hello, Pete. Hello. Hello, Mom.
If you've got an elderly parent that you want to give the best possible care you can, and the other options are abroad, then why not look at them?
After a long flight from England, Peter's mother Joyce has arrived at her new home. But the man who opened the first dementia resort for Westerners in Thailand, Martin Woodley, is concerned about what will happen to care if facilities become too large and impersonal.
If we start make large-scale institution here, to me it's dangerous, this kind of trend. This is not a paradise here. It's a very nice environment, but we have to watch very carefully for whom is really the good place here.
Even the intimacy of the family environment at Ban Kam Lang Chai is no comfort to Ulrich Kuratli, a husband who confronts his loneliest hour. The last night in a foreign land before a long pilgrimage home.
Last night, it's a record of my wife, Susanna. She stand up 14 times. And this caretaker helps her, calms her, met her to bed again. In the beginning, I thought I have a lot of time. She can no more speak, she can only walk, she can only listen. I made in my life a lot of decisions, but this is the hardest one. Huh? For Susanna, I think it would be the best to stay here. With a team of 3 good caretakers, it's the best thing for her here. I feel a bit guilty. Even if I have stayed here already 16 weeks with her, it's very hard to leave.
Coming up, the final chapter in our journey into dementia and the painful reality setting in. Stay with us. With her husband of 41 years on his way back to Switzerland, Susanna is alone in Thailand for the first time, confronted with the reality of dementia.
Later on, they cannot reflect anymore that what's going on now. It's much easier for them.
Comfort may come when the memories fade, but all reminders of the past haven't disappeared for everyone here.
Hello. How are you?
In the same complex as Susanna, Elizabeth is comforted by the familiarity of her granddaughter in Calgary.
I'm pretty good, how are you?
Thank you, I'm okay. I'm fine. I'm on holiday.
That awareness of her old life means this new one in Thailand doesn't feel quite right.
How are you?
Homesick.
Homesick? Oh. Gates. Gates.
Yeah. Ciao, ciao with you, both of you. Have a good time. Bye-bye. Thank you.
At Oakview Place in Winnipeg, it's Donna's turn to say goodbye.
Hi, Dad. Hi, it's Donna.
Hi.
Hello. Hello.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
You did.
Yes. I came to visit you.
Very good.
Looks like you had a haircut recently.
Yeah. About a year.
Mm-hmm.
Out of town.
Well, I just came into town to visit, to see you and Mom, and I'm going to go back to Vancouver. You okay, Dad? Maybe there's some little sliver of him in there that once in a while, you know, can see the light, can see that we're there, can see that Mom is there, and gives him some comfort.
The pain of this disease is often felt more by family who still hold the memories, instead of those who've lost them.
It's not the mum you knew before. No, it's not the mum you knew before. And I think that's the hard part. You know, it's that. Yeah. It's that.
Even sharing memories now, looking at pictures, you can tell she's not, she doesn't recognize people anymore. And, Anyway, thank you for being so patient.
Oh, so appreciated. It's our pleasure.
Okay, Mom, well, I'm going to go for now, okay? I'm going to come and visit again.
Okay.
I'll see you again soon, okay?
Okay.
Okay, I love you.
Bye.
I'm the Amsterdamse Kraken. Ja, dan gaan we even meedijnen. Ja, alles. Ja?
I really hope there will be a cure, but the scientists say that will take well, maybe 30 years.
I do this to have the fresh air and the moving.
Maybe we started some revolution about a new way of thinking about quality of life. In 20 years or so, maybe I'll be living here, and I want quality of life too.
No matter the city, the country, the people around them, the closing days for someone with dementia all end the same. In an unrecognizable place, surrounded by strangers.
Where is my family?
In Switzerland and Canada. Jetzt gaan we weer de Duits reden.
Why am I here?
Jetzt gaan we weer de Duits reden.
Not in Switzerland, not in Canada.
Ja, ook bij.
Now, where am I now?
Thailand.
Huh?
Thailand.
In Thailand. In Thailand. When gone and I.
Jetzt schlafen auf der dan gaan we weiter schauen.
No, go Switzerland.
I'll bring her back home now. Then I have to leave. So.
Bringt mich nach Hause, da wo ich wohne.
Ja.
Warum bin ich denn nicht zu Hause in die Schweiz? Why do I not go? Why do I not live in Switzerland?
Jetzt können wir schnell heen.
Ja, because sleep. Go sleep. I go sleep. Go sleep.
Since we began our program an hour ago, another 900 people have been diagnosed with dementia. They will join the ranks of people lined up for long-term care. In Canada, the demand is expected to increase tenfold in the next generation, costing almost $300 billion a year. That's more than the entire revenue of the country today. We'll be right back. Tonight marks the end of another award-winning season for us here at 16 by 9. If you happen to have missed any of our episodes this year, they're now all up on our website, global16by9.com. Here's a quick glimpse of what you can find there.
I have no desire to ever go back and live there. I don't think I could.
There was two sayings. One, don't let the bed bugs bite. And they bit us. And the other was, don't let the boogeyman get you. And he got us.
We will not have women being blamed for rape anymore.
What do you think was going on there?
They were abducting him.
Punch it out, punch it, come on!
I've always been attracted to the loudest, fastest, hardest thing.
Did you hear that? The machine gun loading.
And that is our broadcast for tonight. I'm Carolyn Jarvis. From everyone here at 16 by 9, thanks for watching and have a great weekend. 3 continents. And we begin in the Netherlands, in a village inhabited entirely by dementia patients, a place that could revolutionize care.
I thought, oof, you know, fingers crossed she never gets to the point where she ever needs a nursing home.
The world realizes that dementia is coming for everybody, and it's coming for us too.
Yeah, since the beginning I even did not believe it.
That day when we drove her in there, my sister and I were just...
Is it better when I do this?
They feel we are here together. I'm not alone on this world, and I can have a good life.
5 years ago, Yvonne van Amerongen and her Dutch colleagues opened the doors to Dementia Village and started a revolution.
It's like a village, a neighborhood. You can have a coffee, you can have a stroll, so like in normal life.
All the doors open automatically, except the exit onto a surrounding outside world. Street signs in Dementia Village reassure everyone that things are just as they should be.
We have a lot of visitors from all over the world coming in, and some people say this is a make-believe world, and I say, what's make-believe over here? We don't act as if this is a normal life. It's normal life.
So here lives Mrs. De Bruin. We ring because, I mean, it's their home. Good morning.
Good morning.
dreading it because we thought she's gonna, you know, she's gonna recognize it and she's gonna say, don't put me in here.
What should it be? What should life be for people living in a nursing home?
On the outskirts of Amsterdam, interwoven in the fabric of the medieval village of Weesp, there is a place with no yesterday, no tomorrow. There is only now.
All the people living here have severe dementia. They still can enjoy normal life, social contacts, being a person.
Welcome to Dementia Village. Population 152. There's only one way in and one way out.
They all die here. This is really the last years. And life should be good.
Good morning.
Marijke de Bruin shares a common living space with 5 others who also have dementia.
You see, this is my place. That are all my children. That's, yeah, one girl, then second girl, third girl, and then a boy. He said, Mom, here is a place for you. And so I'm here. This is a nice place here for me. It still works a bit.
dat is voor de warmte.
The cost of care is almost $8,000 a month. But the Dutch government subsidizes Mrs. De Bruin and all her neighbors. How much they pay is based on income, but never exceeds $3,600.
I do everything to be busy.
The most important thing is that you're living, that you're having a normal life, that you have fun in life, and that you need care. Well, that's not nice, but you shouldn't feel it all day.
There I'm living.
But being accepted to live here isn't easy. Right now, there's a waiting list of 82 people.
Dit is mevrouw Poa.
Ja, ik ben mevrouw Poa. Maar hoe heet het hier dan?
We zijn nu in Weesp,
in
Nederland.
Tonight on 16 by 9.
Nobody can help me.
The human toll of dementia. Heart-wrenching decisions for families.
You okay, Dad? There is still a stigma about it. People still don't want to really talk about what it does to your mom or your dad.
The desperate search for care for those who can no longer care for themselves.
Hello, Mom. Hello, Mom.
We're all aging, and we still don't have any cure for dementia.
Seeking help in a place of no return, in a country far from home.
We started some revolution, a new way of thinking about quality of life.
One German newspaper has likened it to shipping out your trash.
I see myself as a pioneer. If we can provide something like family care, then I think it works.
Here's Carolyn Jarvis.
If there were a country called dementia, its population would be larger than Canada's. The condition affects 44 million people and strikes so often and so arbitrarily that it's been called an epidemic. It unspools the mind without any cure in sight. It's why tonight we present a special one-hour edition of 16 by 9, taking you inside the world of dementia on